All good things come in threes. The Honda Rebel 1100 family is growing, and at the same time there is also an update for the Rebel 500. Yes, the Honda Rebel family, Honda's cruisers are very popular, especially the 500, but we'll get to that at the end. Let's talk about the Rebel 1100 for now, because there is a big update coming. So far, there has been the standard model and the T model, and now the SE model is being added. Let's talk briefly about the models. The standard model has been slightly revised in terms of the seating position. The seat has been padded more, and the footrests and handlebars have been optimized to allow a more comfortable seating position. The same update has been given to the T, that is the cruiser, tourer, touring cruiser, whatever you want to call it, half-shell fairing, and of course the side panniers on the side. So if you want to cruise in a relaxed way, but also take a few things with you, then this is the model you want to choose. And last but not least, the SE has now been added. SE Special Edition at Honda for cruisers at Honda. It simply means a bit of pretty. So the SE gets Honda original accessories already installed at the factory, and that includes handlebars in the mirror, a headlight fairing, and a nice radiator cover. Both the standard model and the T are available as manual and DCT transmissions. And as it stands now, the SE is only available with the DCT transmission. But I read that 57% of Rebel customers opt for the DCT transmission anyway. Let's move on to some further innovations. These now affect all Rebel 1100 models. On the one hand, there is the engine, which of course meets Euro 5+ and has also been slightly revised. The compression ratio has been increased to squeeze out a little more power, and I emphasize that a bit consciously because previously it was 87 horsepower and the torque is 98 Newton meters. Torque at 4,750. That's not a huge leap, but especially in this cruiser class, we know that power doesn't matter. It's about the feeling. Of course, we've installed the same twin cylinder that's used in the Africa Twin. A really cool engine, very hearty, very high torque. So it's really a great engine for a cruiser like this, and it's more than enough to power the Rebel. Furthermore, we have 3 riding modes on board, standard, sport, and rain, and all of this can be controlled via the new TFT display. All Rebel models now come with the Honda 5-inch TFT display, which is familiar from other models. It works very well, but in my opinion, the black frame around it is a bit too much. I think it could be improved, but it's a good unit. We know it, it's easy to use, and above all, it offers you many features that make your motorcycle life more pleasant. Most importantly, it's a massive upgrade over the old LC display from the Rebel 1100. That means with TFT, we have now gotten a really good upgrade. Otherwise, the suspension and brakes of the Rebel 1100 family remain the same. My suspension has 43mm forks, dual shocks with adjustable preload, and the brakes have a single disc at the front, 330mm, and at the rear, a single disc with 256mm. Nothing special, but it goes well with this Rebel. Finally, prices. Unfortunately, I can't tell you at the moment because when I'm recording the video here, the prices have not yet been announced, but if they follow, then of course we will write it in the article, which you can find in the description below, but of course also on the website. Let's move on to the actually more popular and best-selling cruiser model from Honda. And that is the Rebel 500, which has also received an update for 2025. On the one hand, the ergonomics have been improved, similar to the 1100. The seat has been padded, and the handlebars have been repositioned to achieve a more natural seating position. Furthermore, the seating position is of course very low, 690mm. That means that anyone who is just getting into riding a motorcycle or has a problem in the vertical like me, I'm only 1.75 meters, is perfectly catered for on the Rebel 500. An incredibly accessible bike, easy to ride, and if something happens, you get your legs on the ground. That hasn't changed, and that's why the Rebel 500 is selling so well. Another new feature of the Rebel 500 is the LC display. It's still round, but Honda says it's better now. It is now backlit in white, which should make it easier to read, especially in direct sunlight. Of course, we'll have to test it when we have it in our fleet. And finally, new colors were added, which is quite typical for a Honda model update. They now look a bit fresher again. For example, there is a very bright, beautiful orange, which I think goes well with a cruiser like this. And of course, the S version is still available. That's also available. It comes with a quilted seat, a headlight fairing, and 1 or 2 extras to make it look even cooler. I can't tell you the prices for the Rebel 500 either. I assume there won't be any big changes. Because the updates aren't that expensive to develop, Honda won't have to add a big price premium, but that's just speculation on my part because I don't have the prices yet. When I find out the prices, you can find them at the bottom of the article, in the description text, or direct on the 1000 PS website. So much for the new Rebel models from Honda. Rebel 1100 with a new model, Rebel 500 with sensible upgrades. I would also be interested to hear your opinion. Are you a fan of this series, and what do you think of the updates? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be interested to hear. I'll see you at the next new products video. See you soon. Bye bye.